Hey, this is Jordy here with Kite Paddle Surf, and I'm here to talk to you today about my process learning to downwind sup foil in Bellingham Bay and the Pacific Northwest in general. So we live here on beautiful Bellingham Bay. We get really good wind for kiting, for winging. We get great storms, fall, winter, spring, and it's really become a hot spot locally for all sorts of wind sports. That being said, the waves that we get are not huge. We're in a sheltered bay. We don't have ocean swell. We don't have a ton of fetch to get these really long rolling wind waves that you'll find other places. So there was some question in our minds about whether or not, honestly, this was going to work at all locally here in town. And I think what we've found as a crew is it does definitely work, but it's also a little hard. But that goes with the territory. This is a hard sport. But here we get wind waves that are, anywhere from like knee high to shoulder high on a really good day. They can be messy, they can be organized. We have so many factors that we're just figuring out. And we have a couple really fun runs from park to park, so easy public access, but it's no Hood River. That's the takeaway from this. So what we've kind of found in this is that you can definitely do this sport in conditions that aren't Hood River or open water in Australia and still have a lot of fun. It's a little different, but it totally goes. It's super doable. So my learning curve probably took several months, honestly, before I was really feeling like I could do this. I started out with a similar setup, doing a ton of flat water paddle ups, just out in the marina and flat water in the bay, and I did a lot of practice. I went to lakes and my wife sat on a paddleboard and drank bubbly waters and watched me fail. I did this so much because it's a long drive for us to get somewhere with good wind, especially in the summer. So that was a really huge part of my learning process, and I think it really helped. I tried to go out on some pretty marginal days, 10, 15 knots, and see if I could figure it out. And I will say, honestly, that wasn't super helpful. What really made it click was going down to Hood River for a week. And after my second session, I was riding, getting several minute rides, feeling really good. And this instantly became my favorite version of foiling. It's just the most fun way to ride wind that I have found personally. It's so cool. And it clicked relatively quick in Hood River. So if I were going to give you 3 tips as a beginner, and I'm still pretty new at this, so take this with a grain of salt. If I were going to give you 3 tips, one would be put in some time flat water paddle up. There'll be people on YouTube that say it's bad. There'll be people that say it's good. I don't know. I'm somewhere in the middle maybe. I think you should do it though if you don't have easy access. If you live in Hood River, obviously don't waste your time. Just go get in the water. That brings me to my second tip, which is go somewhere with really good conditions for a couple days. You can flail out here with little knee-high waves and 10-knot wind as much as you want, and you'll spend weeks, and then you can go somewhere where the conditions are really good, and it's gonna be crazy how much easier it is. You're really gonna appreciate it. So if you can make that work, go to the coast. If you're local here, go to Hood River. I had some fun playing around in really small ocean swell in August. That was really helpful. Go anywhere where you can find some real waves and spend a couple days, and this is going to make your learning process so much faster. And then the third tip, which I guess is more of a technical thing, and again, take this from me as someone who's still a relative beginner. I can ride, but I'm not a pro. The most important thing is building board speed when you're going to get up to speed on foil, and the way I've found to do that is to get as far forward as you can and just consistently be working on getting farther and farther forward. That's what a bunch of pros have told me down in Hood River. I've gotten to chat with a ton of people about it, and that has always been their number one advice, is try to stay forward, and it's been really helpful for me. So I'm here to tell you, this is a really hard sport, but it's totally accessible. You don't have to live in Australia or Hood River to do it. It's still super fun here in our pretty mid-range conditions, and I totally encourage you to get out there and try it. Check out kitepaddlesurf.com. We've got all the gear. If you have any questions, you can hit us up in the YouTube comments. And thanks for watching.